The Dissidia NT beta is finally out before its January 30th release date. This is the PS4 port of the 2015 Japanese arcade game. The game is very light on story, even though it has a lot of cool cutscenes. You can periodically unlock more than 24 cutscenes, but there isn't an actual campaign to play through, like in Street Fighter or DC's Injustice games. But that's not really why people play Dissidia. Some of you may have been around when the 2006 original Dissidia game came out, but not everyone shows up in the beta. As for the gameplay, it's so simple that you probably don't need to jump into the tutorial, but it's not that long, so I would suggest it. The attacks come down to a few X maneuvers, a more powerful square ability that can be charged up, and a summon superpower you can pull off with the touchpad after destroying a shard that pops up in battle. Movement is nice and quick with an L1 dodge ability, jumping with circle, and a super fast dash move that you can use to close the gap on enemies. Because the combat is so simple, I found it easy to try out new characters without feeling like I was at a disadvantage. However, the drawback there is that once you master a character, and you can do that pretty quickly, you may not want to use them for much longer. It becomes a bit of a chore when you're just pulling off the same 3 or 4 moves every game. Having said that, each character does feel unique. Gil can also be used to unlock titles and avatars and the like. And while the store is down at the moment in the beta, I specifically hope that there are a lot of different skins that can be earned. These skins can also come in the form of treasures that work as unlockable packs, giving out 3 items per treasure earned. But while the gameplay probably isn't deep enough to keep the community going for an extended period of time, what Dissidia NT does brilliantly is create a high skill gap when it comes to strategy. There was a huge difference between playing solo matches and being paired up with random players, and jumping into a party of 3 with friends using voice chat. You can double team specific players, flank at the right time, and distract enemies so that your friends can go for the shards and use their summons, which are extremely powerful in Dissidia NT. So much so that the side that gets even a single summon will probably win the game, although I found a lot of the time the game ends just as the shards start to show up. Playing with friends also allows you to set up your character builds, which can hopefully add even more strategy. Maybe 3 players using the same style to gang up on one, or having 3 completely different styles to complement one another. Now, while I didn't have a particular problem with any specific map in the beta, I feel like more could be done to differentiate them. Maybe adding verticality into the level design, or even moving from one area to another that offers a different challenge. Because the player spends a lot of the time in the air, it just negates the level design. It might as well not be there. Maybe having platforms that move all the way up to the clouds or something like that would work. Placing shards in different places so that if you get knocked down from such a height, there is a real consequence when it comes to your position on the map. Small additions like that could do wonders to make matches feel even more competitive while also extending the lasting appeal of the game. One last thing is the network problems. Now, I hope this is just the case in the beta, but some matches slow down to a slideshow, and even worse, the wait times can be up to 5 or 6 minutes, or as quick as 30 seconds. It's up to Square to polish up the final version of the game if they hope to have a burgeoning community. And please, patch the Shiva summon. Please. Well, those are my early thoughts on the Dissidia NT beta. Make sure to check out COGconnected.com as well as our YouTube channel here for more coverage on Final Fantasy and all the games set to release in 2018.